Hello YouTube, I am Drawing Kid 1313 and welcome to part 2 of my single player commands complete tutorial. So in the last episode, part 1, it's been a while. I've been busy with my Let's Play series. But on my last one, we left off at the effect command. So let's just go right from there and jump headfirst into all the different commands so we can try and get through as many as we possibly can in the short amount of time that we have. So the first thing that I'm going to work on today is Enchant. And if I go ahead and clear my inventory, just like so, and I give myself, let's say I give myself a sword, like that. I believe you guys were with me when I binded the key U to giving a sword. It's come in handy a few times, so I haven't taken it off yet. But anyway, with the enchant command, what it allows you to do is it allows you to enchant any item that you may have. So I have this sword right here, diamond sword, and first things first, if you open up your single player commands, you could type in enchant, if you spell it right, and just type in list. And that gives you all the possible enchantments that you may have. So you have like protection, fire protection, feather, falling, blast protection, projectile, all that fun stuff. So obviously not all of these enchantments will work on a sword. I don't really know what you would do with feather falling on a sword. But I don't know. So let's do, I think, man, what is it? I'm trying to, sharpness, right here. Sharpness, its code is 16. So what we could do is we type in enchant, and then we type in the, we type in either add or remove. We're going to add one. And then we type in the type. We could either type in sharpness, or I'm just going to type in 16, because that's a lot easier. And then we do whatever level we want. So let's say we want, I don't know, 10. And that says the sharpness X, well, it's Roman numeral for 10, enchantment was added to the current item. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and make a, I don't know, zombie. Cool. But yeah, if we go into here, diamond sword with sharpness X. So that's pretty cool. Let's go on to the next one. The next one that we have is Enderman pickup. This is pretty self-explanatory. You know how Enderman, they usually randomly pick up blocks and they'll move them around, and every once in a while you go into your house and realize that there's a piece of dirt on top of your chest? Well, yeah, this will solve that problem. Basically, all you have to do is open up your command thing, and you go Enderman, make sure you spell everything right, pick up, and then you could either type enable or disable. And then when you press enter, Enderman pick up, disable. Obviously it might take a while for them to actually pick one up, so I'm not going to waste the time waiting for you guys, and you will just have to take my word for it when I say they won't pick up blocks with this. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this next one that we have is probably one of my favorite ones in terms of being fun, but this is the explode command. And what do you think this does? Let's take a look at it. So we type in explode down here at the bottom, and the way that the numbers work, you have to type in a value. I believe you could pretty much type in any value. You could type in 1 if you wanted to. The smaller the number, the less force the explosion will have. 4 is equivalent to the force of TNT. There we go. So we just made a large hole. Now, and this is why I like this, it's very fun. Let's go ahead and type in explode 50. Boom! I just think that's all kinds of fun. It makes like some weird little pattern in the ground, and it reached like all the way over there. Underground, it reached all the way over here, so it's a pretty big explosion. And it's kind of weird because it does it in like a square, and it's not like a nuke shape from Industrial Craft 2. It's like a square cube shape. a little bit weird, but still pretty fun nonetheless. By the way, I have done it at 100, and just because I'm on my computer with the better processor and whatnot, I was able to do it without crashing the game, and it made a pretty large explosion. But that's pretty fun. So you can go ahead and experiment with that by yourselves. On to the next one. So this next one is pretty fun as well, and it's pretty fun for killing pigs and any other mob that you may be having problems with. So what you do with this, it is called the exterminate command, and here on the wiki it says, as a description of it, kill NPCs with style. Pretty cool. So let's kill this pig with style. So what we're going to type in is exterminate, and then we type in the size. Again, 4 is equivalent to the piece of TNT, so let's just do 5. Why not? Then we press enter, and boom, it exploded. And since I'm on stone, it doesn't really do much. But you can see that it exploded, which is pretty cool. So that's pretty much all that command does. But still fun nonetheless. Let's move on to the next one. Oh no, who could have done such a thing? Who is burning down the forest? Who could have done such a... Oops. Who could have done this? That's just horrible. Let's see if I could save the forest before it's too late. With this next command, it's called extinguish. Extinguish. And what it does is it extinguishes all nearby fire. Either you could just enter it in like this and it'll do it within a pretty good radius of your player, or if you type in all afterwards, it pretty much extinguishes all fires throughout your world. So you type that in, press enter, and the forest is saved. Woohoo! So that's pretty useful if you, I don't know, accidentally set something on fire that you didn't mean to set on. But anyway, that's the extinguish command. Let's move on to the next. Next one's pretty self-explanatory. This one is the fall damage command. So if we go into our command thing and we type in fall damage, all in one word, by the way, type in enter, and it says fall damage now off. Now, since I'm in creative mode, it's not going to do much, so let's change that. Alright, so in survival, if you go up, I don't know, this high, and well, as you can see, like, no matter how high I go up, and I fall all the way down to the bottom, I don't get hurt. But if we type in fall damage again, and we fly up a little bit, we get hurt. Even though I think I have health set to infinite, so it didn't affect my health. But you get the point. If you were to have a new world and you do fall damage, you type that in, it'll turn the fall damage off, and you will have no problems jumping off cliffs and trying to fly like you're Superman and whatnot. So that's a fall damage command. Let's look on to the next one. For this next command, I went ahead and emptied my hunger bar and lowered my health bar. So I think we've all been in this situation, or at least I have, where you're running around trying to find your house, your health is low, and your health is low, and your hunger is almost gone, and you can't... Alright, that was kind of a fail. Let's go ahead and try that again. So I'm just gonna get rid of my hunger, and I'm gonna go empty. Alright, so now my hunger is all the way down to a minimum. With this next thing, what it does is it's called the feed command. Obviously, this boosts your hunger bar up a certain amount. So what I could do here is just go into my command thing and do feed. I don't know, let's say I wanted 5. Food level set to 5. And as you can see, 1 is considered half a little hunger bar thing right here. So what would be a full one? 20? Feed 20. And there, that's a full one. And so that was the feed command. Let's move on to the next. Alright, so this next one is helpful. Let's change the game mode first. Survival. Alright, so as you can see, I'm in survival mode. And basically this is called the fire damage command. And this is pretty simple. It either turns fire damage on and off. So if I go ahead and I step into the fire, I'm gonna get hurt by the fire. and I'll be getting hurt a lot more if my health was not set to infinite. But anyway, if I go ahead and, I don't know, okay, that's good. So now, if I were to type fire damage, press enter, and it says fire damage now off. So now we don't get hurt by the fire. As you can see, our character isn't like wincing or anything, or that stupid sound effect isn't happening at all. So that's pretty cool. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Alright, so this next command, I'm not really too sure on exactly how it works. But basically it's the Flammable command, and this allows you to set any block to your own flammable level. So as you should know, like wooden planks and all that, if you try to build a house out of that and then you try to make a fireplace, your house will burn down. However, if you do it with stone, it won't burn down. But let's say you wanted to, I don't know, play a trick on someone and make their stone house burn down. So stone, its block ID is 1, correct? So if we go and type in flammable, and then we type in the block, which is just 1, and then there's 2 things that we can enter. We could do catch, and we could do spread. So catch would be like the, I believe it's the heat level at which it combusts, which it catches fire. And then spread is obviously the one that it spreads fire. So if we do spread, let's try 1 and 1. Alright. So flammability of 1 set to 1 and 1. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and give ourselves some flint and steel. Flint and steel. There we go. And let's just catch it on fire. Will it catch on fire? As you can see, the fire is spreading, which it normally does not do on stone. So I believe the way it works is the lower the number, the easier it is for it to spread and whatnot. And of course now I probably just like completely messed up the properties of stone because I don't exactly know what I'm doing. But anyway, that was the flammable. That was a flammable command. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so the next command that we have here is personally one of my favorites, and it's a very useful command here. First, let's kill all these people, and hold on, let's make it the daytime. So this is the fly command. This is pretty simple. If you just type in fly now turned on. As you can see, I'm now flying. Okay, so you press space to go up, you press shift to go down. Pretty cool. Now this is pretty slow, this is kind of boring. Can we change the speed? Of course we can. So let's go ahead and change the speed. Then we type in fly, and we do the speed that we want to fly at. So I believe by default it's just 1. So if we type in 10, we go super fast. Of course it doesn't seem too fast because I'm like right near a huge area. Like if we're going through here, it's pretty fast, and actually it's almost faster than the world can load. A really fun thing to do if you want to crash Minecraft is set fly to 100 and just tap your forward button and just see what happens. But as you can see, I bound the certain keys to different speeds to fly at. So for example, my R key turns it on and off. T is fly at 3. And Y is fly at 8 for when I need to go fast. And then, just press R to turn it all off. So that's pretty cool how you could use a whole bunch of the commands together to make it very convenient for you. Let's look at the next command. So the next command that we have right here is, again, pretty self-explanatory. It's the fog command. And this basically just allows you to change your render distance. So in order to use this, you go fog, and you could either do tiny, small, normal, or far. So let's try out tiny. Again, it just sets the render distance all the way down to tiny. And then if we do it again, fog, now let's do far. If you spell fog right, it sets it to far. So pretty cool, pretty self-explanatory, and a lot easier than going into the video settings and changing all that and whatnot. So pretty cool. The next command that we have here is related to the fly command. And basically the way this works is it changes the fly mode of the way that you fly. and this command is obviously called fly mode. So by default, when you type in fly, like for the first time, you've never used this mod before, it's a brand new world and all that, by default, it's the fly mode is dynamic. Alright, so let's take a look at that. Let's turn on fly, and basically the way dynamic works is you know, you can go up and down using space and shift, you can go forwards and backwards, side to side, and whatnot, but your player will head in the direction you point, meaning if you were to point down, you move downwards at the same time you move forward. If you point up, you move upwards at the same time you move forwards. So it basically, it's like it basically goes to where you're pointing. If you point up, you go up. If you point down, you go down. So that's pretty cool, but I've noticed that when I'm building, I don't really like this fly mode. So what you could do is there's 3 different choices that you could have, either dynamic, standard, or Minecraft. The Minecraft fly mode is just like you would in creative, where if we turn it off real quick, and we just jump up, you know, double press space, is it doesn't stop as soon as you want it to. As you can see, if I'm holding down W and I let go, I still move forward a little bit. And again, with building, I find this quite an inconvenience. So there's another fly mode where that doesn't happen. This would be fly mode standard. So now, when you type in fly or use your key that you bound, it's similar to the dynamic fly mode, only you don't move down or up. The W, S, A, and D keys only affect the direction you're going in the horizontal plane, while space and shift are how you get up and down. So this is my personal favorite fly mode, but you know, it all depends on what you like and what your style is. So let's look at the next command. The next command we have is pretty cool. It is called the free cam command. So let's go ahead in here and let's type in free cam, just like that, and as you can see, we kind of pop up inside our player, but we could use the arrow keys to move around our player. So as you can see, our player always tries to not look at us, I guess, and you could, you know, see me hold my super cool sword that's enchanted, and you can see my name above the player. And basically this works, you can move anywhere on the map. It's like basically your camera and your like, it's like, if I had to like put it into how I thought about it, it's basically like your soul leaves your body and you're allowed to go anywhere you want while your body stays still. But basically it's like having no clip, but your person's position doesn't change. So as you can see, you know, not affected by walls at all. Go anywhere you want, and then like, let's say you're far away and you want to type it in again, type in free cam, and you're back where your player is. So it's pretty cool, kind of exploring your world without moving your player, and you can always stay in one spot. So that was pretty cool. Let's look at the next one. Alright, so the next command that we have is pretty cool. This is called the freeze cam. So if we go ahead into our command thing and we type in freeze cam, just like that, you can see it, we're looking at our character again, but your character can move still. See? And basically your camera stays where it is, and you can still change like the view and all that. So it's pretty cool. And so obviously this would be like third person so that you don't see the sword in your hand. And yeah, you can pretty much just mess around, and pretty cool. I mean, I guess if you wanted to like do a little video or maybe a movie, you could just go ahead and control your character like this. I think that's pretty cool, right? And then you type it in again to disable it. There we go. Pretty cool. Let's look at the next one. Alright, so for this next command, I'm up in the air. I spawned a whole bunch of spiders that are trying to kill me because I'm on survival mode. But basically, if I'm right here, and let's say you're being attacked by spiders. Oh no, they're attacking me. Oh, I could type in freeze, and it freezes all the mobs. Now they can't get me. They're just stuck there. Haha, losers. Even the creeper's all the way over here. Loser. and then, you know, I still have my enchanted sword, which helps. And then, of course, if you type in it again, freeze, it unfreezes them. Pretty cool. Let's look at the next command. So the next command we have, you've probably seen me use a few times. It's called the game mode command. And basically, this allows you to change the game mode at any time you may want. Basically, what you type in is game mode, and you could either do creative, and then game mode change to creative. So as you can see, I'm in creative right now. So you could either do creative or survival, or you could just use numbers and 1 for creative and 0 for survival. So if we go game mode 0, it's now changed to survival. And then if we go game mode 1, it's now changed to creative. Pretty cool. Let's look at the next one. So the next one is also pretty self-explanatory. Hardcore. And this basically makes your world hardcore or not hardcore. So if we go ahead into our thing right here, we can type in hardcore, and we go enable. Just like that. Hardcore mode enabled. Don't die. So basically, if I were to die right now, my world would be lost, which kind of sucks. So let's go ahead and turn hardcore mode off before I die. And now we're going to do disable. Hardcore mode disabled. Chicken. Yeah, that's me. So anyway, that's pretty self-explanatory. Let's look at the next one. Alright, so for this next command, I went around and just lowered my health as much as possible, and it's regaining a little bit. But let's say I didn't have as much hunger as I currently do. So this command is called the heal command, and basically allows you to heal as much health as you want. And it kind of works like the feed command does, where you type in heal, and let's say we wanted 5. It'll heal 5 half hearts, so like 2.5 hearts. Then if we just do heal, and I don't know, type in some crazy number, it'll heal us all the way. Pretty cool. Now the next command we have is the health command. Excuse me. And this basically allows you to set the health of your player. So if we go into here and we type in health, you could either do minimum, just min, you could do max, or like I like to do, infinite. And basically, health set to infinite, so that means you can do whatever you want and you won't die. Fall. Here we go. Bam. So as you can see, we got the little sound effects of my knees breaking, but there were no, I didn't die. So pretty cool, pretty useful, and yeah, let's look at the next one. So the next command that we have is a very helpful command. It is called the help command. See what I did there? No? No one? Alright, I'll stop trying to be funny. Anyway, this command, like I said, is called the help command, and I use it quite often. It's very useful and definitely something that I really like about the single player commands. Basically, when you type in help and you press enter, it comes up with just a huge list of all the commands that you could possibly have. And it's a little difficult. They hopefully soon they'll like organize this list or something. I think that would be pretty cool for them to do. Hint, hint. So you could see all the commands right there. Let's say you don't want to just see all the commands. You want to see a specific command, but you want to see what exactly it is you have to type in. So let's see, something that you wouldn't normally know what to type in. Let's say Flammable. So if we type in help and then we type in Flammable, this will help us with the Flammable command. And basically it tells you the description, sets a specified block at the flammability level, and then syntax, flammable, block, catch, and spread. So that tells you everything that you have to enter in, and then it gives you an example, which is very nice, and is definitely something that I really like. And if you ever have a question about what a command does or what you have to type in for a command, this is your solution. So let's move on to the next one. So this next command is called the helmet command, and basically it allows you to specify the helmet that you're wearing. So basically if we were to go to our little command thing and we type in helmet and I don't know, diamond helmet, is that right? I've never used this command before, by the way. And then you could also type in the damage that you have, but I don't want any damage. So as you can see, I have a diamond helmet now. Pretty cool. Let's say I wanted a gold helmet. Helmet gold. Nope. So you do have to type in gold helmet. What? Oh, I know. Helmet golden helmet. There we go. So now we're wearing a gold one. How cool. Let's move on to the next command. So this next command that we have is pretty helpful. It is called the home command. And basically, this automatically teleports you to your spawn point. So I honestly have no idea where my spawn point is. But anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and type it, home. And look, my spawn point is right over here. So pretty cool. And, you know, if you're ever like out exploring and you get lost, and you have a bed at your house and you want to, you know, go back home so you can not die or, you know, something, drop off all your items, whatever it is you may want to do, you could just type in home and you go home. It's kind of like clicking your slippers 3 times together. I think I said that wrong, but anyway, let's look at the next one. Next command is pretty obvious. It is the hunger command. This allows you to set your hunger level to pretty much anything you want. So we could either type in hunger. Oops, I'm typing the wrong button. Hunger. We could either type in empty, full, infinite, enable, or disable. So basically, if you were to disable it, basically you would never lose your hunger. You could sprint as much as you want, and your hunger would always stay full. Same would go if you were to type infinite. And obviously, if you type full, it fills it up. If you type empty, it goes all the way down. And if you enable it, it'll, you know, re-enable it. So again, pretty self-explanatory, but just figured I would show you. So let's look at the next one. So this next one is pretty cool. It is called the infinite items command, and basically this allows you to turn infinite items either on or off. So since I'm in survival mode, if I just give myself slash give, I don't know, stone. Oh, if I spell give right. And so I get some stone. If I place them down, as you can see, the number in my inventory is you know, decreasing. Nothing new, right? I hope not. So anyway, if we were to type infinite items, this tells you that items are now infinite. As you can see, my stone went back up to 64. So if I were to place some more down, it's always going to stay at 64, no matter what. So it's always at 64. Pretty cool. Same goes if you were to like give yourself just one dirt. Let's see, slash give dirt 1. It automatically bumps it up to 64 because that's just how it works. So is the infinite items command. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this next command is called the inventory rotate command. And basically, this, you know, rotates your inventory with your hotbar. So as you can see, I went around and just got a whole bunch of stuff to fill up my inventory. So let's say I didn't want to like spend a whole bunch of time like flipping around and whatnot. I just want this one right here. So what I could do with this inventory rotate is if I go in inv rotate and we type in either line or item. If you were to type in item, it would just get the item that's above it and it will rotate it with the item that you have in your hand. But if we do line, it rotates a whole line. So as you can see, it moved the row that was here down one. It moved my hotbar that was right here all the way over to here. So you know, if we type in rotate line, it does it again. Type it again, line, and it does again. And then if we do it one more time, it does again, and we're back to where we started. So pretty cool. Let's look at the next one. So for this next command, I have just a few important items in my inventory. So I have, you know, my diamond pickaxe that's enchanted, and I have my diamond sword, and then I have my diamond armor. This command allows you to store your inventory under a certain name so that you could always have it no matter what world you're in and no matter where you are. So basically the way this works is it's called inv-store, inventory store. So if you just type in inv store And you could either do save or load. So let's say we wanted to do save. So we type in save, and then you type in the name. So let's just do, I don't know, basic. Alright, so inventory store, save, basic. So this says inventory basic, which is the name that I picked, excuse me, was saved. So now let's say, I don't know, I lost all my items. Let's say I wanted them back, but I didn't want to, enchant my pickaxe and, get my sword and all that. So what I want to do is I just want to do, I want to load my inventory. Again, I'll do im store, and then you do load, and then you type in the name. What was it, basic? And that loads everything. Apparently it doesn't load armor, which is kind of disappointing, but you could always have your armor right there, and everything would be alright. But anyway, another thing that you could do with this is you could do im store list, and that'll give you a list of all the inventories that you have. So I think I already had one that was like A, that I just named A. Im store load A. There you go. So apparently that's what I like to have on A. Anyway, let's look at the next one. So I think I can get to one more command before I call it an episode. Or I guess the part, or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, this one is called instant kill. Pretty self-explanatory. Just turn it in, instant, or turn it on. All one word. Press enter. As you can see, instant kill was turned on. Let's spawn a spider. Alright, so we have a spider right here. Pretty cool. So as you can see, even if I were to hit it once, it dies. Even with my hand. So pretty cool. Yeah, pretty useful. Anyways, this episode has gotten, it's around the 30-minute mark, a little bit past. So I'm going to call it an episode. And next time, I don't know, I'd say we're probably, if I had to judge it, what, 3/4, maybe like, a little over 1/2 the way there. I don't know, like 9/16 if I had to be really specific. So, it's been 2 episodes, probably a little bit over an hour in total, and we still haven't even gotten done all the commands that are in this mod, so it's pretty extensive, but hopefully I'm helping you guys with any questions that you may have. So, anyway, this has been part 2 of my tutorial in single-player commands. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it helped you. Stay tuned. I'm not really sure when I'll upload it, but it will be sometime in the future. Stay tuned for part 3, where I'll try to get through the rest of them. Of course, there's still a lot more to go, and who knows, I'll probably have like 10 parts of this by the time I'm finished. But anyway, this has been DrawingKit1313. Comment, rate, subscribe, like, give me praise, give me anything that you want me to change. Pretty much any suggestions that you may have, just tell me, and I will take them into account. So this has been DrawingKit1313. Stay tuned for next time. See ya!